Welcome to Lifestyle Changes with Vern. I'm Vern. And guess what we got? Our co host, Von Leo. And he just wanted to sleep on my chest instead of on my back. So, hence, he's sleeping on my chest. Hopefully, we'll be able to get through this. Um, this video is going to be a bit emotional for me because this is the core of a lot of my issues that I'm having. My sugar addiction, my food addiction, my processed food addiction. I couldn't tell you why. I just am addicted to sugar. Seriously, it's to the point where I could bake a batch of 12 cookies and eat all of the cookies that day. I could buy a pack of cookies. I could buy 3 packs of cookies and I could finish 2.5 packs of cookies. I could finish all 3 packs of those cookies in 2 days, eating 1.5 cookies a day. This is average for me. This is average. When it comes to processed food, my favorite is the Redheaded Girl. I love the Redheaded Girl restaurant. She makes the best square burgers. And my guilty pleasure, that is a secret. You have to excuse if you're hearing background noise. I think my husband's blending something downstairs in the kitchen. But bacon on my burgers. There's this square burger that is at the Redheaded Girls restaurant. Listen, we don't need to go through exactly every single little thing that I'm addicted to, right? But I know that throughout my life I have battled with this addiction from childhood. And I honestly think that it stems from maybe feeling a bit unloved, to be honest. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be getting this vulnerable, but I think it stems from that and not having my parents around and just not having them around, and it's just like a comfort. I find comfort in sugar. I find comfort in a good donut. Not the pink and orange donuts, the basic donuts. No, like I'm talking gourmet donuts. They have these wonderful square donuts in New York City. That's the one thing I miss about living in New York, is all the diversity of wonderful foods. Just like a melting pot. My mouth is watering just thinking about the big, huge melting pot of great foods in New York City. But I know that when there was a certain time in my life, in my adolescence, when I would just go to the pizza shop just to feel better. And people might find it strange, like, girl, what the hell are you talking about? Girl, you ain't overweight, you ain't this, you ain't that. And it's like, honey, that is not the number one signifier for an eating disorder. A person doesn't have to be anorexic to have an eating disorder, and a person doesn't have to be overweight to have an eating disorder. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that I have an eating disorder. What I am saying is that I am addicted to sweet, savory foods. Yes, savory as well. One of my other favorite foods is Indian cuisine. And I can go and I can order 2 tiki masalas and eat them both, or order a tiki masala and a butter chicken and eat them both. Like, yeah. And then in addition to the 1.5 cookies per day. And then in addition to my favorite drink, being root beer. Yes, it's caffeine free, but sheesh, it's soda for crying out loud. So I do believe that the root of my issue stems from me feeling unloved, me feeling unwanted, me feeling that no one loved me, or no one wanted to love me. When I tried to make a valuable connection with the woman who raised me, she turned me away. And when she turned me away, that's one of the moments that I will never forget in my life. When I wanted to call her mom, and she's like, "Don't call me mom," you know, and it was this whole big thing. And looking at it in retrospect, she probably just didn't want the stigma of what people would think, right? Because people, especially in our community, in people of color's community, in Black people's community, you know, there's this thing, don't you be calling nobody your mom. I'm your mom. You only got one mom, and I'm your mom. You know, there's this whole thing like that. And it's like, you know what? At the end of the day, the more love that a child has, the better. And if a child is making a valuable connection, that is something that is so paramount of where they feel comfortable with calling you their mom or their dad, that is something that should be allowed, because that is a connection that when it is forged, if you try to break it down, you can break down that child and even the adult, right? And this is something that I hope that we recognize going forward as adults, and even in adolescents who have young children. You don't have to feel like you need to be your child's everything. It does take a village to raise children, and that's okay, right? Now, I'm getting too far off what I'm talking about, although it's really the root, right? But that's what I believe the root of my eating disorder is, my eating problem. And this is me recognizing it. And I'm paying homage to this problem that I have because I'm ready to let it go. I didn't know I was going to get this emotional, but I'm ready to let it go. I don't want to be hostage to food. I don't want to be hostage to sugar anymore. And I know that I'm not the only one who is struggling with this. And we know that there are so many things in food, and oh yes, there's this and that in food, and it makes you addicted, and it makes you crave more, and blah, 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 blah. Yes, we know, but guess what? The accountability is in me. And if I continue to say, I'm going to eat that tub of ice cream because, ooh, it's a new flavor, right? The little girl with the snacks on it, she has ice creams out after all the snacks that we love now. And then when I saw that, I was like, oh man, I purchased the peanut butter one. So it's funny, but it's not funny, man. It's crazy. I know that I'm not the only one struggling with this. And I want to document this because I don't know what else to do. And this is me holding myself accountable. And I don't want to be hostage to food anymore. And I don't want food to control my life. It's controlling my life. I feel like I can't even go too far from the bathroom because I'm just so irritable in my stomach all day. Just terribly irritable. And it's honestly not worth it. Because nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. And I can't remember who said that. But nothing tastes as good as healthy feels. This is Lifestyle Changes with Verb. I'm Verb.